the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down.
Teen Sports listeners, I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We welcome you all to join us
every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m. right after the news. This is a whole hour of Santa Barbara teen athletes and all those people. Everybody's got to clap really loud in all those businesses. I like it. That support those teen athletes. It never ends. Dr. D's here. What are you doing?
It's December. Everybody's so excited.
Oh, look at you. Look, it looks like you've lost weight over the wonderful Thanksgiving meal you enjoyed at my house. That's right. You loved it. Wasn't it wonderful?
Oh, my God.
Why wasn't I invited?
Well, because you were making potatoes for somebody else and you had somebody else. I don't know. I deconstructed the birds. It's the first time. I broke down that bird because we had an early meal. So I figured I was going to break down that bird. That whole thing was cooked in like 2.2 hours. Why put the whole bird in the oven? Break down the bird.
What I thought was really interesting was
you liked it.
That while you were putting little numbers on each of the parts that you took apart, Dominique was over in the corner writing down, okay, A.
Yeah, she was trying to put it back together again.
And you're going to reassemble it.
And there was still a few screws at the end.
Yeah, well, you missed the bird, but you came in for the pumpkin pie. There's nothing like coming in for pumpkin pie and you have to bring it. I love that. I loved your pumpkin pie. Thank you, Scotty.
Anytime.
I loved it. And my hip is feeling so much better.
Woo-hoo.
I'm not kidding. I think I'm going to give you another month and I want to be completely cured.
Okay.
Thank you so much. He's amazing, honestly. If anybody's got an owie, I mean, Knoble Wellness Center is the place to go. Thank you. So I got to give my hand right here. Michael Baker is going to in the quiet room, and he's going to attest to that. We had a wonderful outing. If it wasn't for Terri Cooper, marriage and family therapist, she killed it selling all our cookies at Veterans Day, which was amazing. So she was there.
Because I got to tell you, everyone they ate meant one I didn't eat.
Yeah.
And so I was deeply invested in getting rid of those cookies.
God, it was so good. I mean, honestly, she's making. Why don't you buy another one? You know, like the Jewish mother.
Yeah.
Why you didn't like them? Why don't you try this other one? Right?
You like the chocolate chip? What's wrong with the oatmeal?
Exactly. This really. And then, how much do they cost? What does your heart say to give to the disabled veteran? I mean, you know what I mean? I'm giving money. I didn't even have a cookie. She was awesome. Terri Cooper. Woo!
I love this November recap.
Yeah, I love it. I like going
back. We need to do that every month.
Well, we have so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And who knows what's going to happen in December?
You know, if you're going to make it.
Christmas,
That's
New
right.
Year's.
Might get hit. I know. Who knows?
Well, no, I wasn't thinking that.
I know.
Although, if you'd like.
I had such an amazing November because I became. I'm not an alum yet. Because I became an exchange host family person. Mom.
I
don't know.
I was afraid you were going to say you became a grandmother.
Yeah, no. But it's I kind of did adopt my exchange student. I mean, after a week, that was it. You know, I really do believe in Providence. And Steve Stokes not here, so I'm not stealing his name. But we got Lacey Gonzalez in the house.
Hello.
That's right. Oh, she's gotten a guest too. We're going to get to her in a second. But I have to just throw the mic over to Laura. She means so much to myself and Dominique, and she's such a special little treasure. And the amazing thing, I don't know, it's like a couple months ago, I wouldn't have ever thought about being a house, hosting an exchange student. But, it just turns out that, we ended up coming together. And it's amazing because if I had a daughter, okay, this is for fun. Let's play Pick That Language. Pick a language that you know. Pick a language.
Latin.
Okay, no, don't pick another language.
French.
Pick French. All right. Why don't you introduce yourself? Well, we got you speak 5 languages, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Introduce yourself in French.
OK. Bonjour, je m'appelle Laura et vous êtes avec Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio.
Woo! Yeah, did you say something about the Queen of Teen? No, I'm just asking.
No, I just said hi. I said good morning. My name is Laura, and you're with Teen Sports Radio.
Okay, let's say it in pick a language. Pick a language.
How about German?
German.
Guten Morgen, alle Leute. Also ihr seid mal wieder mit Teen Sports Radio Santa Barbara. I said that wrong, but
that's okay. That's all right.
Who knows?
You were only born then.
No, I just said the radio name wrong.
Oh, the radio name wrong. Oh, you got to say that right.
It's okay. Good next one.
About Italian.
All right.
Oh well, that's yeah. Buongiorno a tutti. Yeah, that's my native language.
Okay.
Buongiorno a tutti. Un'altra giornata con Teen Sports Radio a Santa Barbara.
Nice. Okay, how about what do we got left? Spanish.
Buenos días a todo el mundo y vosotros estás con Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio.
Yeah! Look at it. It's amazing. So let me. Why is this like normal? Like all Italian people speak 5 languages, or what? No.
No.
Okay.
But I'm not Italian.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So that makes sense, and thank you for sharing. Okay. So all right. Let's break it down to your history real fast.
Okay, so basically my mom is Austrian, my dad is Italian, but I was born in Germany and I live in Italy. So I speak German and Italian, like, mainly at home. But then I went to an international school when I was in Italy, like when I was in elementary school. And so there I learned English. And then in middle school I started French. And in high school I started Spanish.
Amazing! Oh man, I know you got another guest, and we got a lot of show. We'll get back to you really quick. So we got Lacey Gonzalez. Hi. So what's going on?
What's going on? Well, I've caught a lot of really good sports the past, let's say, November.
Yeah, November.
I got to see a lot of November.
That's what I want you to do, a November recap.
So, some big teams to watch was Laguna. They went all the way to the championship.
Wow.
Yeah, so we'll have to have them on the show.
Very nice.
For girls volleyball.
Nice.
Division 4 AA, I believe.
Nice.
San Marcos had a good run, and they have a UCSB-bound volleyball star. So hopefully we'll have to get some more volleyball players on this program.
I love this component we've added, Lacey. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have a recapter.
Yeah.
I love it. And you brought a guest who's in the quiet room. Who you bring?
Oh, so this is Isaiah Briggs.
Hello, Teen Sports Radio.
Oh, awesome. It's all right. No, it's all right.
And we actually are in the same English class, and he plays football for Santa Barbara City College Vaqueros.
Nice. All right, perfect. All right, we're going to get to him during the break. Last but not least, my doctor, my guy, Scott. How you doing? We got a minute. I left you with a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I got Dominique in the house, too. You get 30 seconds.
All right, 30 seconds. Well, Erica, why don't I...
we had an amazing meal, right?
Yeah, we did have an amazing meal. So what I'd like to talk about briefly is preconceptions. And Terri, would you like to tell us about your preconceptions of sushi prior to recently?
I was absolutely convinced that the people who enjoyed sushi had something seriously wrong with them, because who would want to eat raw, stinky, smelly, fishy tasting stuff?
And once you realized that it wasn't raw, stinky, smelly stuff,
I was waxing rhapsodic and embarrassed at the table.
Yeah, there was
and somebody said, "I want whatever she's having."
Well,
I was shocked. I was shocked, and now I'm wondering.
Moments of pause after you ate, and then it's like butter.
I got all New York on it. It was like butter, and I thought, what else have I been missing?
That's it. Well, Vin at Galita Sushi, she rocks. We had a little birthday party for the only big recap we had here for November birthday. We had Dominique. Woo! Dominique, I left you with 22 seconds.
Hello, Erica. Okay, real fast for the holiday season. Smile. Everybody smile.
Love that. All right, it's go time. Let's take a quick little break. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m. Terri Cooper, where else can you find us?
You can find us on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. I don't really know what Instagram is, actually.
Okay.
And on teensportsradio.com. You are laughing. What is Instagram?
Laura was funny because Laura just used common sense when she Facebooked me, and then she goes, well, let's just see what her Instagram was. So she didn't know how to find me. So how'd you find me, Laura?
Oh, I was looking for you on Instagram, and I was like, oh, her name is definitely not Erica Salda, and so I just looked for Queen of Teen.
Oh, yes, baby! And poof, there she was. All right, Terri Cooper, who'd you bring in the house?
Well, I'm delighted to welcome back to our show, to Teen Sports Radio, the wonderful Jessica Kolbe. She's been on our show before, and we enjoyed her so much that we've invited her back again. Jessica is a master teacher and practitioner of both Qigong and Tai Chi, and she lives and works here in Santa Barbara and teaches in Carpinteria as well as SB. And I'm very impressed with Jessica's credentials because she studied with Qigong masters in China, and she's really honed her expertise as both a teacher of her own classes and a teacher of future teachers. So she's a teacher's teacher. And you can experience Jessica's classes at the Louise Lowry Davis Center in Santa Barbara, at several locations in Carpinteria. And you can follow Jessica and actually get to practice Tai Chi and Qigong with her 6 days a week as she teaches on public access television, Channel 17. And I've done those workouts with her. I guess you wouldn't call them workouts. What would you call them, Jessica?
I think I'd call, well, thank you, Terri, for the great introduction. And, it's delightful to have you as a student in my classes. You bring joy wherever you go. And what we do in Tai Chi and Qigong is pretty much we slow down. We live in a fast world today, and we go from one thing to the next, and our teens are, they wake up, they go to school, they do their sports, they go here and there, they're on their phone, they're keeping up on Instagram, which is photographs.
Oh,
and you're so welcome.
They just laughed at me, these kids. They didn't tell me. Thank you, Jessica.
It's okay, honey. And so we slow down. And when we slow our bodies down, we slow our minds down, our heart rate goes down, and our nervous system calms down, and we feel peaceful and calm. And so it's really a good idea to practice some form of slowing down. And Qigong and Tai Chi are two ways of doing it, as meditation as well.
And also, it's an energy movement, isn't it?
Yes.
It's teaching us how to move the Qi, or the life force energy. And we invited you back today to talk about mindfulness. And that's a term I hear all over the place, mindfulness. So would you help us and share what mindfulness is, and with particularity, how it can help the athlete of all ages?
Well, mindfulness simply is just having your attention on exactly what you're doing. So if you are doing a sport, you're not thinking about doing other things at the same time. You're actually, when you are playing a sport, you're pretty concentrated. But it comes down to the point of being aware of your body, and that starts with the breath. And so let's just invite everybody to take a deep breath. So take a deep breath, the biggest one of the day so far, and let it out with a Let's do that again.
Sushi.
And deep breath. That was very funny. So I encourage, especially athletes, when you're taking a shower or a bath, when you're lathering up, thank your body. That's being mindful. When you put the soap on your hands, think about, I'm so grateful for my hands and my fingers, and I'm so grateful for my arms. If you have soreness, as you rub these areas of soreness, thank your body. Treat your body like you would a little child or your favorite pet. You want to be empathetic and tell your body how much you love it, and that is being mindful.
Have you ever had a friend and they keep having accidents all the time? You see them and they've got a bruise on their wrist, or a bruise on their elbow, or a bruise on their knee. And that always alerts me, this is someone who doesn't know how to turn on the pause button.
Right.
To get back into their body.
Well, and multitasking has been something that's been celebrated. And, the studies have proven that multitasking doesn't make anything better. It actually is more confusing to your brain, and sometimes you don't even finish what you start. So, do what you're doing, give it your full attention, and be grateful. That's what gratitude. We just come out of Thanksgiving and the holidays are coming up, and to thank your body is just one of the biggest important things you can do for whether you're an athlete or not.
I've been aware that one thing I learned about mindfulness that really stuck for me was that so much of the time we're thinking about what we have to do or what we've done. We're either in the past or we're in the future. We are not in the present. And when we are not in the present, we are missing a lot. In my mind, speaking of sushi, I was in the future. This tastes bad, or it smelled bad once, and I wasn't present to the moment. And when I was brought into that moment, I discovered something wonderful. And so mindfulness also, I think, is simply being present at each and every moment and enjoying it. Otherwise, we're not really living in the moment. We're either living something that's going to happen ahead of time or something that's already been done.
That is really good points. And I just want to say that so often we live in fear. And fear is really not the present moment. If you think about it, you can take a deep breath. I'm fine right now. We're usually thinking about, what may or may not be. What a waste of energy that is.
I was just wondering, as like a young person, what's one thing we can do now to practice mindfulness, so that way when we get older, we can just have it as a habit?
That's a really good question. I like that question.
Well, one thing that's really, really easy is brush your teeth with the other hand. Or when you're cutting. So I'm right-handed. So it's not, if you're right-handed, chances are you probably brush your teeth. Try brushing your teeth with the other hand. Or if you're cutting a lemon or lime or a piece of fruit or making your lunch, try using the knife with the other hand. What I notice is that I have to go a lot slower, and I'm much more careful. I'm right-handed. I can chop those veggies like nobody's business. But left-handed, I have to pay attention. So that's one way of doing it.
It seems like kind of the essence of that is breaking through the preconceived patterns, like that we fall into these habitual reactions.
Called the sushi pattern.
we tend to fall into the same groove again and again, doing things the same way. People oftentimes talk about driving to work and then forgetting the entire drive there. So if there's anything that we can do in our lives to bring cues back in and interrupting the patterns that we're used to, it helps to cut through those preconceived ideas.
How would that work for an athlete who is given a set of instructions working in a team, and they've been told by their coach and by their other team members what we're going to do now? And I don't know that there's a lot of room for staying in the present when we've got so many rules about how. I'm not saying this very well, but
I think there's always time for a deep breath, and I keep harping back to the breath, but there's always time for a deep breath and a time to pause and consider.
I think what you're helping to teach people is to get back to being a human being rather than a human doing. And your teaching and practice is so important.
And I think something worth mentioning is that a lot of people hear the word meditation and they automatically get kind of a little apprehensive because, those of us that have tried to sit and take a few breaths and, my mind's still moving, that's fairly normal. Something that, in my own experience that Tai Chi and Qigong has given me is something to concentrate that allows my body to participate. And it's a lot easier for me, and I think certain people have kind of an active disposition to drop in and go a little deeper.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Tai Chi and Qigong are forms of moving meditation, as you know, which and it's hard for people to slow down. The first 5 minutes, I always notice in class, people are still outside. They're not in their bodies yet. They come in and we start to do breath work, and we start to move really slowly. And then after about 5 minutes, people just sink into it, and the body loves to slow down. And like you said, for me, I have a hard time sitting for more than a few minutes and meditating and emptying my mind. Ideas come in, like clouds passing through the sky. So for me, it's easier to do a meditation that's moving. Mm-hmm. And my meditation is paying attention to what is going on. How do I feel in my body? What things do come up? Like accepting them. It's fine. You let them come up, but if you start to obsess, then it's time to change the channel, come back to the breath, and go slow again.
Awesome. Jessica Kolbe, always.
Thank you. So great to be here.
Welcome.
Queen of Tea.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Terry, why don't you...
I'd like to let them know that Jessica can be found on her website. Well, not literally. She's not sitting on her website. But,
you never know.
She's origami. She unfolds as you go on the website. And that would be www.qigong, which is spelled QIGONG.SB.com, and then you can find all about. I need to slow down and be mindful.
No.
Yeah. Need to find. Then you'll find out. I can't say this.
Sushi.
Look at that face, Dr. D. Just Google her. There you go.
Awesome. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. D.
Right, cool.
Thank
He's
you,
given us
Jessica.
a little. Thank you very much for being here. Anytime.
Thank you. Love to be here. Go everybody.
All right. Again, Jessica.
Be good humans.
All right, let's take a short little break. This is Erica Salda. We've got a lot more. Stay tuned for more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m. All right, Lacey Gonzalez. Woo! Presidio Sports in the house with my monthly recap. What an add-on. You have been a value add.
Thank you.
I love that. I get everything I need to know about sports in Santa Barbara in a minute.
Teen sports. So I'm here.
Beautiful. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Right, who'd you bring? Who's in the house?
All right. So I brought Isaiah Briggs of the Santa Barbara City College Vaquero football team.
Woo! Yeah, he's a big boy too.
Yeah. So he's here, and he just played his sophomore season. But he actually has a kind of a cool story about how he ended up in Santa Barbara, which I thought he would like to share.
Nice.
Yes. Hello. Good evening, everybody. My name is Isaiah Briggs. My freshman year, I was at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, where I redshirted. It's a D1 AA small school in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. It's like right outside of Fayetteville, if you know that area, pretty big area. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, originally. Yeah, I'm 19. I really enjoy being a vaquero. I've learned so much by being out here in California. It's my first time coming to California. I hadn't been previously before entering the football team, so...
Yeah, and he was saying on the way here that one of the biggest draws from leaving a D1 school to coming to Santa Barbara was the beach, and he wanted to speak to that a little bit.
Yeah. Before I really... Okay, so
I like the water. Yeah, I like that.
So in Louisiana, we do have palm trees. Have you ever seen New Orleans and Canal Street? Those palm trees line those streets, but they're nowhere near extravagant as the ones in California, I must say. I've never seen anything like that before I came here.
So he's a sophomore now, and he's kind of figuring out what he wants to do. But I was asking him who inspired him and what he wanted to become, possibly coaching, and he's going to talk a little bit about that today.
Yeah. And excuse me, in life.
No.
Forgive me. I'm from Baton Rouge, and we have a totally different dialect. I'm working on trying. It's not. I'm sorry. In Baton Rouge, my mother is what inspires me in life, because she's such a resilient woman. You know, a lot of things have happened in my life, and my mom has always stood up and been an example. And, you know, by her doing that, it teaches me that whatever happens, you know, I just have to stand up and take whatever life comes at me and just approach it with a positive mindset, because that's what she does. Yeah.
Nice. So how do you like studying on the beach?
I do. I enjoy going to the beach. Like in Baton Rouge, we don't have beaches. But like I said, before I came out here, I never seen anything like that. So I don't know how long I'm going to be out here, so I have to make the most of it while I'm out here.
Excellent. And how are all your teammates?
I love my teammates. They took me in as a family. At first, we were kind of rough around the edges with each other, which happens when, you know, people are trying to figure each other out. But once we got to know each other and started forming a bond, that's when our season really took off. We finished strong, you know.
Excellent. And where are you headed to after your SBCC experience?
I'm not exactly sure yet. I might be staying out here for another year, or going to another small school or something. I have like 2 small offers, but I don't know yet.
So back at home, what would you offer to your friends and relatives who are coming up behind you in order to inspire them to come California way?
Well, I would say that in California, it's a more open-minded place, and back home things are not as open-minded as California is. In California, as far as expansion and industrialized, like my city is not like that. So I think they need to experience that.
Nice.
Yeah.
What position do you play?
I play offensive line, ma'am.
Yeah. Ma'am, I love that. Yeah.
Southern hospitality.
Queen ma'am.
Yeah.
What's the thing you like the most about California? Like when you came here, that was like, whoa.
Whoa!
It never rains.
Ask him, do you know she speaks many languages? So I don't know if you wanted to be in English, you would like the questions asked, or how?
I understand a little Spanish, but English is my language.
Okay, then we'll stick to it.
Okay. So cars, I would think, I remember coming back, and we've got Michael Baker here now in the house. Michael Baker! Woo! He's going to get up on here on the mic here. Because, when Michael Baker walks in, Michael Baker gets a mic. All right, cool.
Wow.
Because he is a co-host in training, okay? Oh. All those that want Michael Baker co-host, raise your hand. There we go. It's unanimous.
I don't see any hands.
There's no, of course he says, I don't see any negatives. Of course. You don't say negatives with Michael Baker. Michael, ask your first question as a co-host. Isaiah Briggs, ask a question.
What I want to expand on the question that was asked before. What surprised you the most about California? What really was
first and foremost the weather? The weather. It never rains in Louisiana. It rains every other day. I kid you not. Every other day.
Every other day.
Yes, it's gonna rain at least 3 times in a week. I promise you.
Could you bring us some of that rain magic, please?
I would love to.
I love rain. That was a culture shock.
Yeah, I'm sorry. When you go back home, what are you going to say was your absolute favorite thing about being in California? What do you tell folks that they can't believe? Like, no way. There's no way.
You know, this might be funny, but In-N-Out burgers.
I love that.
In-N-Out burgers. I had never had a burger like that before.
That is awesome.
There you go.
So I believe in sports and what they can do for teen or youth. And as you and I know you're interested in coaching, what is one of the biggest things that football and sports in general has taught you?
Okay. I was kind of inspired by my high school coach. You know, I kind of grew up in a place that was kind of rough, and he rallied around all of us, and he made us stay focused on our goals and stuff. And that's part of the reason why I'm here, able to be out here and living in California. Football was able to kind of guide me in a path where I'd be able to do something other than if I didn't play football. You know, my options wouldn't be as broad.
Did you have like a club that you could hang out as a kid, or you just found like they were like mentor coaches and the kind of like they were
my
your
coach
guys?
He really went out of his way. You know, if he had to pick us up, we needed a ride to go somewhere or something. He kind of stepped into a lot of my friends' life who didn't have father figures.
Right, what's this guy's name?
Nick Mitchell.
Nick Mitchell, right here. You give me Nick Mitchell's address. We're going to be sending him a Teen Sports Radio T-shirt, hoodie, whatever he wants. Yo.
Nick Mitchell at Southern Lab High School in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
All right, well, you're going to give that to me because I want to send him something because we need a lot of the guys like this. I mean, we got a guy in the house right now. He knows all about taking care of kids, and that's Michael Baker. Put your hands together. I mean, you came real quick. You came up from the streets, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't easy, and your whole life has been around United Boys and Girls Club just because you had a place that you felt safe, yeah?
Absolutely. I got involved in Boys and Girls Clubs in college, my sophomore year, very similar to you. And first time I walked into then was the Boys Club in Albany, New York. I knew the minute I walked in, that's what I wanted to do the rest of my life. So maybe we can get you into a Boys and Girls Club one day.
That's it. I'm working it right now, Michael.
I love it.
I'm working it.
I think you'd be awesome with kids.
You didn't think when I started jamming my foot and pushing your chairs and rolling towards him. You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful.
That's awesome. All right, hey, let's take another quick little break. We've got a lot more, folks. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I'm your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m. And Terri Cooper, where else are we?
Oh, where are we?
That's right.
We're everywhere. Did you know that? We are everywhere. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on teensportsradio.com. And we're somewhere else. Wait, let me find it. We are somewhere.
You're awesome.
Facebook.
Facebook. Did you know they've combined them all now?
No.
It's true. They're now called you Yahoo Twitface You.
That was a good one.
The fact that we're everywhere, but there's a list.
I know, exactly. Crimple. All right. We got to break her in nice and slow. We've got Laura. Who'd you bring in the house today?
So here's my friend Anna.
Anna! Woo!
So she has the coolest Italian surname you could imagine.
Okay.
What is it?
Ferrari, like the car.
Oh, it just so happened you didn't pull up in one, did you? No.
No.
Okay.
But her dad works for it, so we're there. We're
nice.
close.
So it's a common name or not a common name?
Yeah, in Italy,
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, so you land in America. Talk to us. I mean, tell us. I like to know the differences about. You're an exchange student from another country, and I've already talked to a lot of exchange students, and this is our school system is not as I don't want to say it's just not as hard. Why are you laughing? I didn't even finish the question. Is it harder? It's really, ours is a lot harder, right? A lot more, very challenging for you, isn't it? Because America is the best in the world. Nod your head. This is radio. No, seriously, talk about this. No, be honest, because we want to know. We want to make it better.
Well, the school here is really, really easy and it's completely different from Italy.
I mean, we go
I'm honest.
from Monday to Saturday.
Yeah. But we don't stay at school until 3 usually.
Yeah, but still we don't eat at school.
Stop fighting on the show. Okay. All right, so you go 6 days a week. Michael has a question.
Okay, so the question I ask you. Questions. Very good. Very good. Okay, so you've gone to school here in California. What do we take for granted here that you look back and you say, I wish we had this in Italy?
Well, I like the I don't know if I can say the relationship between the teacher and the student because they're like friends.
I was thinking the same.
And in Italy it's like really different because the teacher, you can speak to your teacher like is a friend. They're like, they don't care actually so much. So it's like, I like this part.
Well, that's huge because I think teachers, especially in California, they strive to make the student feel safe so that you can ask the questions that you need to ask. And it makes learning easier.
Yeah, that's true.
It's way easier.
So you might find California schools easier because there's an easier relationship.
Yeah, maybe yes, or maybe because...
Good answer, Dominique. Thank God, foreign relations. Good. Nice.
Well, I remember once that one of my teacher here, he gave me like a test to do at home because he wanted to take like A, but it's like not a school, a test. If you gave it to me at home, I can do it with internet at home. It's not... You don't test me, you test internet.
That is so funny.
We test her dexterity.
Well, okay. Henry Ford was once, he went to court for he's charged someone with perjury because they said that he wasn't very intelligent. And Henry Ford's point was, I know where to find the answers. So that's the point when a teacher gives you a test to take on the internet. They want to know that you have the ability to think and search in the right places to find the right answers.
Google! How hard is it? I mean, serious. Thank God for Google.
Yeah,
you didn't have Google, right, Mike?
No.
No,
we didn't have
Terry,
Google.
we didn't have Google.
Yeah, you either shop Google or Mom.
Machines. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's true.
I still have an abacus.
Mom is really helpful.
That's me.
That's awesome.
So you guys know at least 2 languages. So what are your career plans? What do you hope to do with traveling and knowing so many languages?
I was thinking to work with my father and like do something like marketing or business. And yeah, so I need English for this.
Yeah, I'm also like on the business side because, languages are good for that. And I've already worked in some places like as interpreter or something like that. But I'm really more an artist. So I also like acting, but that's like the dream. And then there's the realistic dream, which is business.
Well, thoughts create, girlfriend. All right. So saying this is what you have to do.
I think you finally rubbed off.
Seriously. No, I mean, you could have both.
That would be cool.
I mean? But you always got to, I think business is really important because I don't think this country is really good at any age that teaches actually how to, conserve your money and then how to save and, you get involved in things that bear more risk and then there goes all your money. So it's nice if you had a really strong business, maybe economics background, finance, that would be really good because if you understand how money flows, then you'll get to keep more of it, I assure you.
Yeah, that's true.
Like your Westmont economic degree?
Yeah, really. No. Well, that's where we're slated 2 years CC and then off we go.
It's already all planned, right?
Yeah, I try to recruit somebody every year.
Knowing that you're living from Italy and so forth, what's your favorite sport?
Oh, nice. I'd say football, just because it's really fun. Like I mean football with football. I mean soccer. Okay,
gotcha.
That's what I mean with football. Because like my brother is really into soccer, and he uses me as his luck. Like every time there's a soccer game, he's like, okay, you have to sit on this couch with that book that you read when the other team won, so then we will win again. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, superstitious.
Yeah,
I love
that's
that.
my brother. So I'd
is
say soccer,
awesome.
but it's just because my brother makes it fun.
Okay, as far as your, do you find that California, to just get back to the differences between you guys and a typical American teenager, do you find this not as mature, more mature? I mean, do like what we talk about and what you talk about, I mean, is it the same? I mean, is kids throughout the world just a universal, or is it just based on, you know, your upbringing? What do you think?
I've noticed that a lot of American kids in our age have like little part-time jobs, and that's not common in Italy. Like we usually don't work until after university.
Oh, nice.
So,
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Huh.
We live with mommy and daddy.
Go.
Do you have any activities in Italy similar to like the Boys and Girls Clubs
at school
for kids to go after school, where they can go for recreational or help with their homework?
Yeah, out of school there is stuff like that, but in school there's no sports and no arts.
There's no sports and no arts?
At school, no.
Oh my
We
goodness,
just
my
have
mouth is
PE
wide open.
once a week.
You have no sports and no art?
No.
In Italy, there's no art?
I mean, we have history of art, which is like 2 hours a week.
Yeah.
But that's it. We don't draw or we don't like play sports. We have just PE once a week for 2 hours. And yeah, that's basically the sport
Okay,
we
so
do at
all
school.
you unemployed Americans who are looking for an unfilled niche in beautiful Italy, I recommend you get over there with your art books and your basketballs.
Nice. Yeah, so that must have been a change for you, hey?
Oh yeah, but I like it.
Yeah.
I like it way better with like music and art and sports. It's fun.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of break. All right, we've got lots more. Let's take a little break. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is a Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m. on this wonderful December 8th day. Dominique, where else can you find us?
We are on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and my favorite, Teen Sports Radio. Oh, Twitter too. .com.
Nice, yeah. That's awesome. Fantastic. Well, if you just joined us, you've missed a lot, but we've got a lot more money. We got a lot more to go. I mean, just say, what can I say? You just turned us on right now. Who's on the radio? Michael Baker's in the house. Put your hands together. Woo! Michael, what events do we have coming up for United Boys and Girls Club that everybody needs to be aware of? Because the last one was a home run. The Deckers, it was great. The food was outstanding, and for those that missed it, you need to show up. You need to be present. Next year will be the year to do it. When we had, I mean, how much money did we raise?
We netted about $185,000.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
So it was
and we thank Deckers. And
Huge.
you know, Christmas is coming up, so I expect everybody for a pair of Uggs underneath that tree.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
That's it.
We love Deckers.
I have my Uggs on me.
Yeah, that's it. We love Deckers. So what else what we have coming up? Well, January, February, March.
Yeah, the big things we have coming up, but really are not fundraising events. Obviously, end of the year people, and you know this very well. End of the year tax planning and great opportunity for people to remember the Boys and Girls Club or whatever charity that you choose. Just support a charity is really important this time of year. Critical for us. But really, what's happening at the clubs that's unique. This will be the first time we're doing this at our 4 traditional club sites in Lompoc, Goleta, Carpinteria, and the West Side in Santa Barbara. We're doing present wrapping for the kids, and I'm going to tell you a quick little story how this whole thing came to be. As you know, I was in Anaheim before I was here. Ran the Boys and Girls Clubs there for about almost 14 and a half years, and we had an outreach program where we were picking children up and bringing them to the Boys and Girls Club. And this one day there was a 7-year-old boy who was crying in the game room, and I walked out there. And when I walked out there, he's one of our kids that he actually lived in a motel, very low-income child. And I walked out and brought him in my office, and I said, "What's the matter?" He said, "I want to talk about it." He's a 7-year-old boy. And I said, "What's the matter?" And he said, "I don't want to talk about it." Finally, I asked him again. I said, "What happened?" He said, "My mother told me that there's no Santa." And I thought, this is a 7-year-old kid. I know why his mom told him they don't have any money. I mean, kids understand when mom and dad don't have money, why you don't get Christmas gifts. It makes sense. But if you still believe in Santa, it doesn't make any sense why Santa didn't come. So we started that year, and we've done every year since, and now we're going to be doing here in Santa Barbara, and Goleta and Westside, is we take our presents that are donated to the Boys and Girls Club. We don't have them wrapped. We put them in a special room, and the parents pick out presents for their children at the Boys and Girls Club, and they wrap them with volunteers at the Boys and Girls Club for their kids. The kids aren't there. They have no idea. There's one stipulation that one of those presents has to come from Santa. So we actually have a challenge that's been put to us by an anonymous donor. I can't mention their name, but they're going to buy. They're giving us $35,000 towards bicycles. They'll match dollar for dollar, $35,000 for us to be able to buy bicycles for children in need.
That's awesome.
Isn't it awesome? That includes the helmet, the lock, everything.
Wow.
So yeah, so we're letting somewhere out there. There's an angel, I'm sure, that's hopefully hearing this and wants to make that happen. So that's an opportunity, and they certainly can to reach out to the United Boys and Girls Clubs here in Santa Barbara County. But that's something that we're going to be doing on 4 different dates at our different clubs doing present wrapping. And you can get that information on our website at unitedbg.org. That's United, B as in boy, G as in girl.org.
Fantastic. Woo! I like that. That's a good Christmas story. I like that.
There you go.
Hats off to you, Michael.
Thank you.
I have to tell you that when I worked for another station back in the 80s and 90s, we had a program, something along those lines, where we would gather toys up around the community, around the city, and we would have a party for ours was Department of Economic Security, for the kids who didn't have families because they were in the system, as it were, and we would invite them to come, and we had got all these toys, new and used and so forth, and we would hand them out. I mean, I don't know how many hundreds and hundreds of toys that we had, and you have no idea the impact that it makes just on the child, let alone the family at large, but the child itself, to where one of the kids at one of the gatherings gave Santa Christmas cards that were handmade that made him cry.
Yeah,
it was just amazing. Just and so to do that for kids, that's great stuff.
My favorite part of the evening when we do this is, and again, I'm selfishly, it's my favorite day of the year when we do this. It really is. It's so rewarding. And what I like most about it is seeing the parents who come in who have absolutely nothing for their children. They have nothing.
Yeah.
I grew up in that kind of home, so I can appreciate that. And they're able to leave with 3 or 4 presents for their children, each child. And the key is we tell them these presents all come from you to your child, not from the Boys and Girls Club, not from the donors don't want that. They're there wrapping with these folks, and we have donors who are doing this that look and realize I'm 2 paychecks away from exactly where you are right now, and by the grace of God I'm okay, and you have nothing for your child, and I'm here helping you wrap these presents for your kids, and they build relationships, and it's just an incredible opportunity. So those of you that want to even volunteer to help wrap, again, you can do that through our website as well.
I'd like to do that.
Yeah, we're all those in favor. Put your hands up. I'm already nominating Laura. I got
Beautiful.
Anna.
Great.
We got Lacey. All right. Yeah. What are you looking at me? Isaiah, you're in the house right now. We're all going to be rapping. We're going to get together after the break and pick a date. I mean, and I like this. Terri Cooper was the first one that led that parade.
In my house, Santa Claus did not show up.
But you're cold.
Well, he had no matzo ball power in my house. That's for sure. I said, Ma, do we believe in Santa Claus? She said, no, honey, we don't. So I had to make friends with Gentile children.
Gentle children? What?
Gentle children.
Oh,
yes, gentle.
Hey, I know. Isaiah is going to get on her. I think he wants a job in radio. You got to ask a question here. Ask a question to the ladies. I got to do something. Or if you want to tell us some kind of story about childhood, because you came in a rough neighborhood, so I don't know if you had boys clubs and you could go pick out presents. I don't know what your deal was. What?
Okay. My question to you guys is, in Brazil, well, are you from Brazil, right?
No.
Italy.
Forgive me, Italy. Is American football, like that's Super Bowl type, is the American football a popular thing over there?
Not at all.
No.
Bang!
So,
No.
football, soccer is the prominent sport.
Yeah. Definitely.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
I
mean, I know like a lot of boys and girls, but like, okay, that's normal, don't even know the rules. Wow. Like, when we got here, we saw the first DP game, and we didn't know any of the rules, but like, people were screaming, and we were like, whoa!
What about rugby? Is that a big sport? Rugby.
Yeah.
Rugby's big.
City, yeah.
So that's kind of like the substitute.
It's a little bit more, yeah. It substitutes football, but it's still not as much as soccer.
Right,
like,
cool.
soccer is the game.
Do we all have a good time today? Yes?
Oh, yeah.
Are we all going to wrap those presents for United Boys and Girls?
Yeah.
Are we all going to bring presents to that United Boys and Girls Club?
Yeah.
Hey, I got a minute left, so I got to reach out to all my co-hosts. I got to thank everybody. Dr. Scott, Terri Cooper, Dominique. We have our new co-host, Michael Baker. Lacey Gonzalez, Dr. D. Listen, I'm sorry if I don't know. You can't blame anything that you ate at my house. I think you must have stopped at that maybe In-N-Out burger because you had mentioned that you weren't feeling too good. I don't want that getting out, okay? Because my dinner rocked, all right? It was perfect. All right? God, say something. We only got 10 seconds left. You better, like...
I think it was the onions.
Not my mother's pearl onion recipe!
No, from In-N-Out.
Okay. Oh, my goodness. Hey, Santa Barbara, we love you. It's that time of year for sharing. Sharing is caring. Teen Sports Radio appreciates you. Thank you all. God bless. See you next week. Please tune in and join us next Tuesday at KZSB AM 1290 at 9:06 a.m. when we will go behind the scenes with the local students, athletes, coaches, parents, volunteers, and all other teen sports supporters. This is all brought to you by ePro Insurance Agency, leader in gift planning and wealth preservation since 1983. So please follow along and support our student athletes by reading the Santa Barbara News Press, and then join me, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen, Dr. Dugan, my co-host, friends, teens, every week on the Santa Barbara News Press radio station.
You're the best around.